Hi Stampers, it's Kelly Entz from Stamping with Kelly, and I'm so glad that you're joining me for this monthly online card club video. It's July, it's the middle of July, can you believe it, of 2024, and we're in the middle of a heat wave here in Edmonton, Alberta. Oh my gosh, it's been up to 35, I think, and it's still even going to get higher later this week too. So if you're like me, you're inside in your air conditioning and you're so happy to be able to craft online tonight. So if you're joining me live, if you're joining me on the replay, please comment along. I love seeing and hearing from you, and I love knowing where you're from as well. Most of my people are stamping along with me here in Edmonton, Alberta, but I do have many crafters joining me from all over Canada as well. So if you are watching this, I sure hope that you have your project packet. This is so that you can craft along with me. That's the whole point of Club. Of course, this online tutorial is wonderful for you to reference in the future, but what I really love is prepping the supplies, getting them out to you, and so you can really truly create them as your own. So you can follow along exactly, you can make it your own in special different ways. You can change the orientation, you can add different sentiments, you can completely change it if you want to. I'm so happy that you're inspired. So if you don't have a package, please reach out. I can get them out to you, and then this video is going to be available on replay forever. So again, anywhere in Canada, why not, right? Let's craft along. So if you're watching live though, can you please help me out? Because I had to start this video all over again. Can you believe it? I was having internet connection problems. And so I had to, it kept freezing, so I had to stop and then rejig everything and then come back on. So I was on time, of course, right? I always have you're on time. But anyways, we're a little bit late. That's all right. I'm okay with it. You're okay with it. And we can watch this again on the replay. So if you're watching on the replay, whether you're on YouTube or on Facebook, I know YouTube lets you speed me up a little bit too. So you can watch me and fast forward as well if you prefer. In the beginning here, I'm going to take you through some specials that I'm offering and Stampin' Up! Is offering, some paper pumpkin kits and some new kits, and then we're going to get into our crafting. We're going to make 4 projects tonight. The first one is a bonus card for people who pick up their supplies from my house. I mail anywhere in Canada for free, but if you pick up from my house, then I don't have to spend money on postage, and so I give you a bonus project. Now, if you would like your projects mailed and you want the bonus card, it's available for just an extra nominal fee. So if you want that, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to get that off to you. Speaking of Card Club, I've run it in 6-month increments. So we just finished up our last round. We're starting up a new round. And what is Card Club, you say? Well, it's the best way to get your hands on a whole bunch of new supplies and get to try them out while buying whatever you want. Seriously, you can buy whatever you want. So with a minimum $35 purchase every month for the next 6 months, you can actually sign up. You'll get host benefits at the end of the 6-month period, and that'll be a portion of, like a percentage portion of whatever you've ordered during that time. And you will also receive your projects for free every month. So what are the downfall? Like, I don't know, sometimes people say, I'm busy and I don't feel like I can fit it in. Well, have it sit for a rainy day then. These videos are available for you whenever you want. And even if you don't have time to watch the full video, you can watch snippets, or worst comes to worst, you look at the pictures that I send out and you can craft along with the pictures and make it totally your own. So Club is perfect for people who want to order whatever they want out of the catalog and the online store and not have to purchase a certain stamp set to make certain cards with a certain demonstrator. That to me feels really rigid. I run some classes like that, but for the most part, I know that you guys have so many things that you fall in love with, and I take a look at the orders and there's such a varying degree of styles, and some people really love stocking up on consumables. Some people always get the brand new stamp sets. So whatever you choose to do, it's up to you, but you can get your projects for free. So my idea is, if you order every month, then you get this incentive to you for free, and it gets you crafting and inspired even more. So if you're worried about the projects piling up or whatever, you can even gift those away. If you're planning on spending at least $35 a month or a minimum of $200 over a 6-month period, it's best to break it up into monthly increments, and then you can get your card projects for free. And you'll also get at least 10% in a shopping spree for whatever you spend over that 6 months. So for me, no brainer. I love shopping sprees. I love free. I love creativity and crafting together. All of these things are just magical. So without any further ado, I'm going to just switch screens here. And let's take you through some of our special promotions that we have going on. So again, if you're watching this in the future, these promotions might be a little bit different, but just reach out to me and I'd be really happy to share what's going on with you currently with Stampin' Up. So in July 2024, Stampin' Up is offering bonus days. So until the end of July, with every $60 order increment, I just need a sip of water, sorry guys, you'll actually earn a $6 voucher that you can redeem in August. There we go. I was eating dinner outside and I'm like a little bit flushed already. I have to let this like cold basement air conditioned air sink in. Are you guys getting overheated over the last few days too? I know my kids are feeling it, that's for sure. Okay, so earn to redeem. These are bonus days. When you purchase in July, you get to redeem in August. So yeah, 10% credit that you get for whatever that you purchase during July. The special that I'm offering in July is free with a minimum $100 order. You'll get a 2-part free gift. Oh, I love giving you things, and I hope that you love these too. These are 2 of my favorites. We've played with these doilies before, and they are the square vellum doilies is what they're called. They're a retired item, and we're going to be playing with them tonight. I always like to incorporate the free gift into my projects that I craft for you guys. So those come in a pack of 24, so you get a ton of those. Plus you get a pack of, how many of these? I don't know. There's so many in here. 200 of these festive pearls. They come in cherry cobbler color. That is not, I said soft succulent yesterday, but it's soft sea foam. Soft sea foam, silver, and gold. We're going to be using the gold ones on a Christmas card tonight. Yes, I know it's July, but hey, we can celebrate Christmas whenever we want. We can always start getting ready, right? Stampin' Up! Actually just did a huge release of online exclusives. So you'll want to check out the online store. Always check it out anyways, because there's so many things being added all the time. There's exclusive kits and bundles, new ribbons, new accessories, and many things are just online only. So they're not in a printed catalog. They're still available for everyone to purchase. They're just not printed anywhere. They just have this inventory and it goes onto the online store, and then when it sells out, it's gone. So make sure you check that out. You can go to my website at www.stampingwithkelly.stampinup.net and go to shop now, and that will take you to the page, and then just click online exclusives on there. Okay, we have a new kit coming next month for Paper Pumpkin, which is incredible. Paper Pumpkin is Stampin' Up's monthly online subscription service that you receive in the mail, and it's a continuing mail out unless you decide to do a 1, 3, 6, or 12-month prepaid subscription. Then after that time is up, they'll let you know, hey, there's no credit card on file. Do you want to receive this next month's kit? And you can choose to do that whether you want to or not. The best way of doing it though is getting those prepaid subscriptions. So I hope that if you have a month-to-month subscription, you'll reach out to me and just ask me the question about the prepaid subscriptions. The reason why they are so good is they count as if they were like a regular catalog item. And so you can apply them to your card club order, get your card club for free when you top it up to at least $35, and that will count towards your freebies at the end of the card club term as well. So it's a really great deal. It's awesome to be able to earn host benefits and then to receive a cute little box in the mail with everything that you need in it, ready to go for crafting on the go. Your first box even includes a little clear block. And I just like to grab some scissors. Some other supplies that I like to use are the take your pick tool. And I prefer, my adhesive of choice is the Stampin' Seal. So those are the things that I add in. And my scissors, my block, and I'm ready to craft. Guys, I've crafted everywhere. On airplanes, in the car, out at the lake cabin, kids' soccer practices and hockey practices. Honestly, you can do it anywhere. It's so much fun. And it's great for all ages. I would say kids as young as like about 6 years old need some assistance because you're using inks and that can get a little bit messy sometimes if they're left with free rein. But once they get the hang of it, they could probably be doing it by themselves as well. And frankly, there's no age cap on these. I love them. It's like a demonstrator in a box for me. Stampin' Up! Has done all the prep work and they just send it out to me and I get to complete the projects, or I can switch it up. I can do scrapbook pages, I can do alternative cards, and there's some really great inspiring ideas on Pinterest if you're ever wondering too. So this is the kit that is coming next. This is a little sneak peek, and this is one that you're for sure going to want to sign up for. So the deadline for this is August 10th. Midnight on August 10th is the cutoff if you want to receive this in the mail. If you're watching this in the future and you are so curious and you want to know about it, reach out to me. I do order a few extra kits to my house, and so I might have some for sale that you can pick up from me too. But again, the best option is to be able to get it direct from Stampin' Up! And to get a prepaid subscription so that it counts towards freebies for yourself. So do you guys see this little note on the side here? Free additional stamp set. Yeah. That's a really, really good offer. And it looks like it has numbers. I love number sets because it's something that when you need it. And it's not something that I really want to spend too much money on because I don't use it too often. But I just love being able to put those special milestone birthdays on cards especially. You know what? I'm hoping to get into scrapbooking more too. And I'm thinking of doing some numbers on a scrapbook page for my daughter's first day of school. She goes to kindergarten in September. So maybe don't hold your breath, but I will keep you posted if I get really ahead of the game and can be doing some scrapbooking with her beautiful pictures. This is last month's kit. So do you guys want to see that, or do you want to see this kit that just arrived on my doorstep today? Why don't we do that? Okay, you guys might have been commenting along. I can't even see you because I'm flipping screens. Lori! Oh, I'm so glad that you're joining. And Shada, it's so great to see you guys. Yeah, the bonus stamp set is going to be really exciting. I love that you guys are tuning in. This is fabulous. Okay, let's look down here. And you can see this is the, whoop, a little closer for my camera. My camera's like, no. No, yes. Okay, Painted Petals. Anyways, I'm gonna put this down. Painted Petals, July 2024 is the kit. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so pretty. I'm definitely saving these boxes. I have so many paper pumpkins. I've been subscribing since the very, very beginning, and so that's over a decade now that they've been offering paper pumpkin. So I'm just unwrapping it a little bit here so that you can see it all together. So we've got the gray granite. This is a great little ink spot. What I would recommend doing is just slitting open one side of this adhesive, and then you can kind of hinge it open and you can put that onto your stamps once they're on their block. This here I'm going to show you in a second because Stampin' Up! Has recently changed how they are showing these. They're not doing a black printed piece on the acetate. They're doing it on a paper sheet so that you can have it as an insert on like maybe a case or something like that. So let's open this up And you will find that always in here, but under the instructions. So we've got that beautiful, it looks like kind of a daffodil almost. No, I don't know what kind of flower that is. It's not a daffodil. It says, I'm so lucky to have you in my life. You're simply the best. Let's celebrate you. Hello. And friends like you make life beautiful. Isn't that pretty? So that's all of the stamps that you see here. These are photopolymers, so it's great. You just get the clear block ones. This is not the right size, but a more square one comes in the kit. And then you just stick and peel it on there, and you can use it to create these projects. So what are you making in this kit? Well, here you go. 3 cards each of 3 designs. And it looks like they've got all these beautiful speckles and floral elements and printed envelopes. I sure love printed envelopes too. Let's take a look at the envelopes first, because those are just begging to be seen. Ooh, look at the front of them, you guys. They're so pretty. Now, if you're like me, sometimes I cut up the envelopes too. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. They're printed all the way down, so you could even cut those up, or even some of those up, and use them as designer series paper. Oh, this is really pretty. It's like out of focus. The speckles are in focus, and then the flowers are out of focus. It looks actually like there's a piece of vellum or something overlaying on top of this, but there's nothing. It's just printed on the cardstock like that. And these cardstock bases, you can see, actually have printing on the back side. So if you wanted to, you could cut this apart, and you would have this piece as designer series paper and this beautiful printed pattern, and you could layer that up on top of like a plain piece of white cardstock and even maximize this kit even more. Here we've got some laser cut elements that you can pop out. Ooh, this is fun. We'll look at that in a second, okay? Again, just beautiful, like out of focus flowers in the distance with some speckles. Oh my gosh, you guys, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Like I said, this just arrived today, so this is brand new for me too. Demonstrators only get that little sneak peek, the same sneak peek as you there too. So this is like, you could overlay it, and it's kind of got that like halo look. That is so pretty. Wow. I'm just like stunned at how gorgeous that transition is. And I think that's the same for all of these here. Let's try this one too. Oh, there's something about like piecing that together. It's like putting a puzzle piece into place. That's so pretty. Yeah, I think you'd pop it up, right, with some dimensionals, and then you'd be able to see it. It's like a shadow, but it's in the exact same colors. You guys want to see the last one too? You got it, right? Look at that. And so it could pop up just a little bit, and then you can see that shadow in behind. Ooh, that is so gorgeous. Hello, refill kits. I'm going to be needing a lot of those. Do you guys want to do a class? I love kit classes, and it's just so easy to craft and visit at the same time when you're making a kit. Look at these. The sayings go right onto these. Can you see that one lines up just perfectly there? So that's the one that says, I'm so lucky to have you in my life. This one matches up with, friends like you make life beautiful. This one here matches, oh, I turned it the wrong way. There we go. Oh, here we go. You're simply the best. And this one must be, let's celebrate you. So you got the options for all 4 different sayings here with the cutouts. I love that idea. It's like they're being die cut. This kit is a huge winner. Who wants to craft with this kit? I've got my eye on a couple other kits too. So I think what we'll do is give you a sampling of cards. You come over and you can make maybe 12 cards or something like that, each one of them individual. And then we can sip on a little something. Maybe we have it outside. Wouldn't that be nice? This little one here, this Life is Sweet, was the one that came last month. We kind of went through it last month, I think, for Card Club, but I'll take you through it really quickly here. We have lots of thanks sayings. And this one features lots of laser cut pieces too, and these gorgeous, like textural almost looking fruits. They're they're painted, but they look like they're painted with like putty or something like that. Can you see those? They're so detailed. You've got laser cut pieces, you've got some vellum there, more laser cut pieces. I'm going to zoom into this one here too. So fun. You've got like sparkly paper. Yes, bring on the glitter paper. Some more vellum. These are the peaches. They're really cute too. And then the background pieces are all like textured. They have like canvas almost look to them. And then there's yellow ones too. The envelopes for this one are really cute. So if you're interested, just write in the comments that you want to craft along and have a sip and stamp event with me. I love sip and stamp events. They are so much fun for everyone. And we could make this happen. We could even make it happen with you and your friends if you want. So maybe you want to host a party and have all your friends over, and then we can craft together. You can do it at your house, you can do it at my house, whatever you prefer. I'm going to just switch screens here for a second. Stampin' Up! Is now doing a die pack that coordinates quarterly with 3 different Stampin' Up! Paper pumpkin boxes. So do you guys recognize that flower there at the top? That's what the flower that just came out in this kit. And then the next 2 there, the Hooray and that leaf, are going to be the subsequent kits that come out. It's going to coordinate with those ones. So make sure you get that in the online store before it sells out. I think that's going to be like while supplies last as well. Okay, we've got another kit here. This one's really fun and different. This is called The Best There Is. And it's got lots of masculine designs. You can choose to do the Father's Day, or there's lots of different sayings that you can put on there. I love the wood grains and all of the natural elements of these cards. The colors are just so pretty too. Masculine, but really just neutral, right? Like everyone loves nature. It's perfect. And the stamp set for this one has these gorgeous trees and a bunch of great sayings there. You might have seen me take out of the top here this full-size one. I always use the full-size stamps because I have them. Now, they do come with those little mini ink spots. So the Misty Moonlight was the one that comes in that kit. We have a brand new kit that came out. I actually received this one when I went on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip in May to Mexico. They gave us a little sneak peek, and we got to open this up. It's so pretty. I love the colors in this kit too. This is right up my alley with these kind of light, cool blues. Pool Party is my long-standing favorite. That was my wedding color. But you know what? Lost Lagoon is sure coming in there. It's in a very close second. That's this color here. It's so pretty. This card kit makes 4 of each of 2 designs. We've got a whole bunch of laser cut pieces. These are cut out of gold foil. Look at those. Gorgeous, right? Some beautiful printed tags. Printed card bases. Oh, wow. So this kit is from our kits collection. It's not our Paper Pumpkin monthly subscription service. This is available just to be ordered right off of the Stampin' Up! Website. So again, if you order that, you can top it up a little bit to at least $35 before shipping and handling and tax. And then you'll get some card club projects from me too. You get a clear block in this. You've got some shimmery, these look like sequins, but they're actually not. They're like dots. So those are really cute. And let me show you the stamp set. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Just a note. This kind of like grid look. Kindly delivered to. And then this like furry thing, which I think goes on the flower and adds a lot of detail to the flower. You also get some really pretty chevron woven ribbon in this kit. So just a reminder, that one's called Expressions of Kindness Kit, and it's available from my online store right now. You can have that shipped directly to you. All right, Last but not least, you guys, I want to show you 𝙎𝙪𝙥, this is yours. Thanks for waiting, darling. I just held it for one more day just so that I can show it, and I so appreciate it. But now it's going to be off in the mail to your door. I hope you're so excited. This is my product share, and I'm still accepting people signing up at this point. Now, reach out to me in the future. I might have something, but definitely reach out to me sooner than later so that you can get your hands on all of these fun papers. This is every designer series paper from the new annual catalog, 2024 to 2025 annual catalog. And you get every single designer series paper in here. And of course they're double-sided, so you have the whole other side, which is usually like a little bit more kind of solid images or a little bit more graphic images, less of like a big pattern and more of like a repeating smaller design. So that you can choose to get on its own, and that's going to be $35 for 78 sheets of 6x6 paper. Some of it comes 6x6 inch and some of it is actually cut down from 12 by 12 inch. But one of the best things that you get when you sign up for my product share is this list, which tells you all of the coordinating colors for every single designer series paper. You can also get the $15 specialty paper share. So these are all single-sided, but you get to see and get your hands on all of this. This is like an ombre, so I don't know if it's showing, but it's a more orangey in this corner and more pinky in this corner. And the same thing with all those sheets. There's a variance in color. It has this beautiful like subtle shimmer. It's like silver vine overlay. Then we've got our new in color glimmer paper. Is it blowing out my camera yet? We played with that a few times. This one here looks very plain, but let's see if I can get it to show here on the camera. Can you guys see that? It's got wood grain texture to it. So this comes 12 inch by 12 inch, and you might not have seen it in the catalog, but I hope you can see a little bit of it right now. Again, showing it on camera is not the best thing, but how about these ones? Wowee. We've got gold. This is like a pewter and a copper, and these are a textured shimmer paper. So these are brand new. Again, you can get the specialty paper share just on its own, but I'm going to tell you about a better way to do it in just a minute here. Again, you've got the colors going on there so that you have that as a forever reference. You could also do just the embellishment share. So that's going to give you a piece just like this, which has at least one of every single embellishment in the new catalog. Take a look. Incredible, right? These are great to take to a crop, or if you're crafting on the go, or if you just want to see everything and then make a decision from there on what you would like to order full packages from. So, you know, some of them are a little bit more neutral, right? And then some of them are really flashy and iridescent. We've got in colors. So these are the new in colors here and here. And then we also have the old in colors here along the bottom. So if you want this, again, you can get it on its own, $20. That gives you 184 embellishments. And I've also written out the colors that coordinate with that. And on to the next page. And then the final part is this ribbon share. So that comes with 1 yard each of all the different ribbons. I was showing this last night. I love this new ribbon here. This is called the iridescent stripe trim. It's really pretty. And of course, this actually lists all the names and colors of the ribbons there too. So $15 if you wanted that. But wait, there's a better deal. The Gotta Have It All special will give you every single thing that I've taken you through here. So all of the paper, all of the specialty paper, all the embellishments, all the ribbon, everything that you need, including this entire write-up. And I'm going to throw in for free this Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper. Now let me take you through this paper. We've looked at it a little bit in the past. We've used it, I think it was last month. I can't even remember. So this is for $90. You can get everything, and it includes 3 pieces of double-sided designer series paper. Look at that, isn't that pretty? And then, where's the next one here? There it is. So this sheet here, the nice pattern on the back side. And then you also get these laser cut pieces. So I don't know if you can see this. It's ready to be popped out, and these turn into either frames or card front pieces. This one here is a frame. I don't want to take this all apart, but you can get an idea. Then you've got these elements sheets, and you get 2 full sheets like this. Each sheet is different, and you can make so many different projects with this. Stampin' Up! Kind of has this in the category of packaging, so gift packaging, things like that. But we've made cards with this. It would be perfect for scrapbook pages, and it's got such beautiful fresh colors. As you can imagine, this doesn't work to share and cut into quarters very well, and so that's why I wanted to include this as a special for you if you purchase that Gotta Have It All special. So please reach out to me, because again, these are while supplies last, and I would love to have you exploring some of the fun new products that they have in the catalog. Okay, switching here, switching here. Okay. Oh, you're off to Kelowna for 2 weeks on Friday. Should I send it over there again? That's what we did last time. Oh, I know, Lori, that kid is so gorgeous, isn't it? And Michelle, you're here. It's so good to see you, my friend. This is the first project that we're going to be making tonight. And you guys are ready to see it? This is the bonus project. So this is if you picked up your cards from me or if you paid to have this mailed as an extra. So this is a version of the card. I've always got multiple card colors. Can you guys see what's going on there? Underneath this beautiful vellum doily, that's again part of the special that I'm offering this month, we've got ribbon that's wrapped around a piece of cardstock. And you might even have it in this green color. So again, that ribbon is wrapped around, and then it just kind of highlights this square detail that's in the doily. So let's start making this here. The one thing that you're going to think about is getting a saying that is small enough to fit on this tiny little tag. That might be the trickiest part of the whole night, to be honest. So I use the Wonderful Thoughts. This is a stamp set that actually has 2 that will work. Hi Friend and Thanks. I think will both fit on there. But you might want to take a look at your collection and see what you have. If you don't have something that fits, these designer series paper that I'm giving you are quite plain in design, and it would be totally fine to do like a stamped saying here instead, and then you can move these elements over a little bit or something to balance it out. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. I've got my thanks ready to go, and the ink colors that I would recommend using, for the green I used the Shy Shamrock, that's the coordinating cardstock color there. I'm going to use Petunia Pop for my purple one, and Pretty in Pink is back. It was one of our core colors for many, many years, and it's now back as an in color, and so that's the color. Oh no, I didn't even. I used the Petunia Pop actually because it was kind of going with my flower there. So I lie, but you could use that. That would be the coordinating color, Pretty in Pink. All right, so let's get this stamping out of the way while I'm thinking of it. Open up my ink pad here. Ink that up. And thanks. I just love giving thank you cards. It's like the thanks just multiplies, right? Because there's so many times that I give a thank you card and then people thank me for the thank you card, and isn't that wonderful? It's this wonderful like circle of thanks that just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. While this dries, let's take a look at our ribbon right now. So what you're going to have is ribbon in 3 colors, and then a little square here of our basic white cardstock that actually has a little sticky attached to the back. This is our adhesive sheets, and they work great for a technique like this. The first thing I'm going to do is take my ribbon and cut them in half so that we can make 2 stripes of each down the card. Then I can use my take your pick tool, take off that adhesive backing. Try not to get your fingers all over it. It's easier said than done, right? But we want that adhesive backing sticking up so that we can wrap our ribbons around the front. And I'm going to just go with an arbitrary kind of design, starting right here at the edge with that one, then coming in right next to it. Even a little overlap would be good. Now we're going to put 3 of them down to set our pattern. And then I want you to start working from the other side, okay? So I'm going to do the same pattern again. So it's going to be pink and then orange and then ending on purple. So while I work in from this side here, the reason why I'm doing that is because, like I said, there's just about a millimeter difference of the width of these ribbons and the width of this cardstock. So there's going to be a tiny bit of overlap through these, but you're not going to see it. You're not going to notice it, first of all. And then it's also covered up with the vellum, so I don't think you'll see that at all. From the back side here, we don't have any adhesive on there. All the adhesive was on the front, and that's what's holding these beautiful ribbons in place. These are our in colors. There are new in colors that just came out in May, and they will be with us for another 2 years. I've got 2 strips of adhesive, and then I'm just going to wrap these around. I'm going to focus on the end ones just a little bit more, because last night I did it quickly and I had some frayed pieces kind of coming out the sides, and I didn't like the look of that. So if you start with the 2 ends and just make sure that they're aligned with the white, or even just a little bit in from the white edge, then that would be a lot less work in the long run. All right, so to finish this section up, I'm actually going to put on another adhesive, which is going to do double duty. An adhesive like tear and tape works like masking tape that is going to kind of hold these into place. But then it's double-sided tape. So once we take this backing off, then that's going to help to adhere it onto the card too. So let's get our card base ready for this. I've got the coordinating cardstock to the designer series paper, because matchy is awesome. I'm just putting it about 1/2 centimeter up from the bottom, maybe 3/8 of an inch, a 1/4 of an inch maybe. So now that we've got that on there, let's take this up a notch even more with one of my favorite supplies that is now back in stock, baby. I just have to find it. There it is. Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella is, this is the clear color. It's like a little bit of a platinum shimmer. I'm just taking the lid and I'm going to flick the paintbrush and make a little bit of a flick spackle. And I can do as much or as little as I want here. This is what it looks like right now, which will show up a little bit more on camera. But when it dries, it becomes this like beautiful, subtle sparkle. And we're going to use it on our flower at the end too. Let's see if I can get that to highlight. Maybe? Anyways, it's painted on there pretty thick, but it's probably just the camera that's not showing it. All right, so now we've got that. We are going to, I'm going to just show you one thing before I take off the stickiness. There is kind of like a square pattern that is inside the square. So it's like a square on the outside, and then it's like a diamond on the inside. And that's where this is going to sit under. So let's put this onto our card with that in mind. and making sure also that you have a little bit of space here for your flower. Don't hug the edge too much. I'd say you probably want it maybe a centimeter away from the edge, and I'm aligning these corners of the diamond along with the line of my designer series paper. So now I can press that on there. So a centimeter in, and then align that with the top of your designer series paper. For this piece, you might notice that we've got some pieces that are still needing to be popped out. Oh my gosh, you guys could do that individually with a paper piercer like this. Don't do it against your hand, do it against something like this, right? But if you have the die brush attachment, you can just gently, but still quite firmly, press and like wiggle around the die brush, and this is going to work like 100 little pokies that are going to do the job so much faster. So now I've got all those little pieces popped out. The laser cut is pretty good, but there's still just a little bit more that needs to be done sometimes. So now we've got that. I'm going to put some mini glue dots. Oh, I'm putting it on square. That's right. Forgot what I was doing for a second there. Lost my mind. I'm going to put on some mini glue dots kind of here and here, and maybe one right there. The thing is with vellum that you can actually see adhesives through it, so you have to be a little bit strategic about where you're placing them. So I'm not putting it too much up in the corners because that's going to make it quite visible. But I want to make sure that it's attaching to that ribbon quite nicely. So I'm kind of putting it on. Let's see if I can show you here. I'm kind of putting it on, and you can see half of it is sticking out there. I'm just going to fold it in half underneath itself so that it doesn't have a lot of stickiness on the front side of it, but it has lots of sticking power on the back. There we go. Line that up. I've got my 3 on there, so it's going to stay on there, right? Like this lifts, but it's not going anywhere. Now we can take our beautiful flower from our ephemera pack, and we'll put some dimensionals on the back side there. I'm going to paint it with 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀 once it's on my card here. I'm just putting that in the lower right corner. You can paint just a little bit, or you can slather it on, whatever you choose. This is your moment. Enjoy it. I'm doing it almost like dew on the flower petals. So just the outer edge, the part that would be curled up. There we go. You can do lots of layers with 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀 too. You can keep going back and adding more if you want. To finish this card up, we've got our sentiment that we're going to put on with some dimensionals. This is kind of half onto the flower and half off. So I'm just going to put one dimensional kind of strategically placed. I'm going to go with a mini dimensional. Look at this. I'm almost finished a sheet here. These are so handy to have, these little tiny ones. Oh my goodness. Here we go. And then I'm going to put Stamp and Seal on the other side. Oh, I'm glad you love the colors. I do too. These are some of my favorite in colors that we've ever had because they just make me happy. And then the final finishing touch is to put on our 2 little dots. I really like the tone on tone color, and then adding it in where we put those 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀 sparkles is really a fun play with your eyes. Can you see that there? You've got the dots up at the top, you've got your layered vellum, you got your little stripy piece adding a little bit of extra color, and you could have so much fun with these. So the ephemera packs are really what make this to the next level. This is using one that I've really fallen in love with. It's called Fully Flowering. And when you receive the ephemera packs, whoa, there we go. They look like this. You get 2 sheets of 4 different patterns, and they're all stamped, colored. Some of them need coloring, or you could just do a black and white application. And they're ready to be popped out because they're all cut, ready to go. This one just comes with flowers and greenery. But this one's got little strawberries on there. So cute. Lots of green sprigs and things like that. Lots of different colors too. It's not all just like one set color. So I think you would find that this would work with a lot of different projects that you're working on. But if you think about the time that this is saving you from stamping and then coloring and then die cutting, right? This is basically time in a bundle. And these are just $11 for those packs. Some of them come with sayings. Some of them come with kind of like layering elements that you can use for scrapbooking or tags on cards. So definitely check those out. I'll show you where they are. Of course, one of these products on this card is not available for purchase. It's only available for free from me with a minimum $100 purchase. You'll get those and also the festive pearls. So if you want to get your hand on those square doilies, the vellum doilies, just reach out to me and place that minimum $100 order, and I will get those over to you, whether you pick up from the bin or they go in the mail. So on page 19, this is our mix and match section. So Stampin' Up! Recommends that you can start with some card bases and envelopes. I didn't do that, but I've been loving adding these ephemera packs onto my cards and just taking it up a notch with the elements. So last month we played with the something for everything and the saying something. This month here we're doing the fully flowering. We haven't played yet with the labels and layers ephemera pack, but I'm going to see if I can do something in the coming months with that because I think it would be really fun. They say also on this page here that you can add a stamped sentiment, and the one that they recommend here is the Simply Said Stampin' Up! The stamp set from Stampin' Up! And this one I've been using every single month since it's come out. Sometimes I use it on 2 club cards a month. It's just got everything that you need in the perfect fonts and lots of versatility in the look of it and some of the sayings too. So I really recommend that one. The size of it is really nice too. This designer series paper we've also played with, I think maybe every month since it's come out. It's the new in color paper and it's called Unbounded Beauty. And this one, my goodness, you guys, it's so pretty. It's so bold and vibrant. Some of these cut pieces in the front here, sorry about that. So one of the sides for all of these is very floral and lots of movement and graphics. And then this one here is like a little toned down, maybe more monochromatic version of it. Pretty though, right? All these fun, fresh colors. Berry Burst is in there too, which is a really fun. It was an old in color, and then it came back as a core color. Sorry, some of these are out of order. We've got multiples here. There we go. So make sure that you get a pack of that. Or again, if you want to try out every single designer series paper in the catalog, my paper shares and product shares are the best way to go. I'm going to show you a technique in a second here that features this layers of beauty bundle, but you could definitely use something like this on this card. So like I said, I'm going to show you that in just a minute. That's a bit of a different bundle. It's got 3 elements to it. Did it jump out at you? I wonder. The Wonderful Thoughts stamp set is the one that I use. This one's got lots of great sayings in it and even has a die pack that matches and will cut out the perfect shapes here. So if that's a little bit finicky for you to do the die cutting, just get the stamp set. There's so many great sayings in here. You're really going to grab this one a lot, especially if you're a member of Card Club and you're going to be making cards that need sentiments every single month. On page 113, this is where our ribbon comes from. So Our in color ribbons are just beautiful. Again, such happy colors. Look at those, hey? And we've got that nice stitching on there too. So Petunia Pop is the purple one. We've got Peach Pie, Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, and Pretty in Pink. On page 115, down here at the bottom is where you will find, oh, it's so down at the bottom that it's off the camera. There we go. The 2024 to 2026 in color resin dots. These come with a large and a small for all of the different colors, and they're so fun and fresh. You're going to use these with a lot of different designer series papers this year. Those colors are everywhere. Also used on this project are these adhesive sheets found on page 117. Have you taken a look in the catalog? They've got these great legends here that tell you what they're good at adhering. Now, this is great for adhering die cuts, they say, but here we've adhered ribbons. So I think that you could really use these adhesive sheets for whatever you want. They're so handy to have, and they come in a pack that looks like this. The sheets are 12 inches long by 6 inches wide, and then when you peel them back, which side is it? There it is. One side is sticky and one side is waxy. So what you would do is peel off the sticky, stick it onto the cardstock, and then you can run it through your Big Boss or your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and then it turns your paper into a sticker. Cut in the perfect shape, so you don't have to worry about adhesive slipping past your paper and getting all over your project. All right, there's the last one. The last one here is actually shown on page 123, but it's just a call out to the online store where you can find the Stylish Shapes dies. This is what we used for that small tag. So there's, I don't know if you can see this here, there's 4 tags. There's, I think, five squares. Let's see if I can put this together again. And these do the stitching on the inside and the outside of the cutting edge. So they're really handy. Oh, I'm missing one circle there. It must be in the other room. There we go. So you can make little peekaboo windows and have the stitching on that part and the piece that you cut out. Alrighty, so I mentioned the one product, and now this is a demo portion. So I just wanted to sneak this in. I'll still leave this card up here if you're still wrapping that up. That's no problem at all. But I really wanted to showcase this Layers of Beauty because it's so fun and so different than many of the other products that we've got going on. So I'm just going to use my basic white. I'm going to take my big, huge block. This is an enormous stamp set. So if you take a look inside, that's the actual size of it. It's shrunk down a little bit for the cover. But you've got Happy Anniversary, Make My Heart Smile, Grateful for You, and God Bless as well. I'm going to be showcasing this card with 2 different colors, and they're very subtle. And the outline that I'm going to do is with the Smoky Slate. So starting with Smoky Slate, I'm going to open that up. Try not to get too crazy here. I'm just going to do one thing that's going to make my life easier. I'm going to take the special bonus product that's included in this kit and just make sure that I've got this sort of in the right direction. These are stencils. They're so pretty. So if I stamp this like that, if I stamp it like that, then I should be able to fit it onto my sheet here. I'm inking it up kind of off screen here. Sorry, guys. I feel like my camera above is zoomed in more. I don't have a zoom function on it, so I think it's just maybe my stand is down a little bit this month. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up. Again, I'm starting with really soft, subtle colors. So you can see that in itself is just gorgeous, isn't it? Now to take it up a notch, we're going to start with our blending brushes. I have my blending brushes here in just an assortment of colors. I'm going to start with the pink color here and like a nice light green. If you are switching colors drastically, you'll want to change those a little bit, but otherwise it's fine to just keep it kind of the same. So I'm going to show you here now what we can do with our stencils. You're going to use your stencil to align with the card, and make a note of this if you can, because it's going to make your life so much easier. So I have this little notch here in the bottom. You could make note of that. I want it facing towards me this time, so I just have to keep track of that. And then I'm going to align this with this every time, and it's going to be perfect. She says, hoping, 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 and praying. So I'm just going to, again, use two different colors here, or sorry, two colors. So one color for the flowers, one color for the leaves. And I'm starting off just with one layer. I went a little bit heavy there. That's too bad, but that's okay. It'll be fine in the long run. It even does the little buds. You can really see how much when you ink it up and start poking through. So that's the first layer that I'm going to add. And then we actually have two more layers that we can put on with increasing detail on the flowers. So this is the first one. And then these ones here are going to give it more and more and more detail. So when I come in with the new ones here, I'm just going to line it up with my edges. I'm also taking a look at the flower a little bit to make sure I'm not out to lunch, and then making sure that I have that little notch there. This is going to add more color to just sections of the flower. You can make this as intense as you want. You can make it as subtle as you want. I'm kind of going heavy-handed, even though this is a light color, just because we've got the camera to deal with here. Can you see the difference there? It's just added so much detail, especially I notice it in here, right? That beautiful shadows. Now we've got the third one. So this is a special bundle because you not only get the stamps, you get the dies, as well as these awesome stencils. This is doing the center of some of the flowers, and then even more into, so this is the center of like the daisies or whatever are over on the side here. You could of course play around and do different kinds of colors. Maybe this layer you do like a hotter, like bigger, bolder color. Oh, I just love the way that this is turning out though. Can you see that? So now I'm going to close up this pink one. This is the petal pink color. And I'm going to switch gears and start doing the stencils for the leaves. So again, starting a little bit more bold, making that little notch here in the bottom right corner again, because that's how I started. And this is going to cover up all the flowers now, and we can put the ink on the leaves. So I'm going to go quite soft with this, and then the next layer I can make it even more bold. I want to show you a technique at the very end here that's going to maybe even blow your mind some more. Oh, look at this. I had a little bit of ink on there. It's got a little bit of a speckle around it. That's okay. The ink ended up perfectly where I wanted it over there. And now one last layer. And this one I'm going to go quite a bit bolder, just to show you the difference between the two. This is so therapeutic. You might be able to use your sponge daubers with this. I think blending brushes though have a really nice feel to them. You can control this technique a lot better. Isn't that stunning? Oh my gosh, I just love it. You can even do this without having a stamped image. So let's just go in here again. Oh, I put this away early. I started doing the 2 layers already with the green last night. And I'm going to finish it off with maybe just 2 layers of the pink. So you'll definitely need the big bold one here. And I just line it up with this. Where is it? Here it is. Is that it? I put this little notch in, but it's pretty fast. I put it in pretty fast. Oh no, did I mess it up? Oh, here we go. I think it's okay. Here we go. It'll be close anyways. Might not be perfect, but it'll be close enough. So we can put this on and add in the details. It's quite thick, like acetate, so you don't have to worry about damaging it. I mean, don't destroy it, but I don't think you have to be really worried about it too much. And then let's add this layer in. It would look really pretty with 3 layers, but I'm trying to move things along here tonight. There we go. Oh. So even with the same color, it just kind of goes over and intensifies, like add as if you were stamping 2 times on it, right? There, isn't that pretty? And then imagine 1 more layer. You don't even need that stamped outline, hey? So you could use the stamped outline on its own, you could use it and color with another medium, or you could use the stencils too. But the stencils come along with this pack. And then once you're finished with that, you can get the dies, which are hiding. Oh, nope, they're in plain sight, right in front of me. And then you can actually cut this right out. It'd be so stunning. Here we go. Cut that right out and use it onto your project. I was thinking it would look gorgeous on something like this. You could even cut it in half and have it coming in from the side. So pretty. Okay, tangent finished. We're back on track. Don't worry, you guys. I won't keep you too long tonight. I even finished early last night when I did that whole demo. Don't you worry. Let me just clean up my space a little bit here. Okay. So I took you through the catalog, and now we're going to be on to the next project, which looks like this. And wait a second, what? I know, it's Christmas, Christmas in July. So this card here, I should mention, keep your clear envelopes. They're great for mailing. They protect your cards too when they're in your bins, so you don't want to throw those out. You'll need a saying that goes along with Christmas. So I went with this one here, Celebrate the Season. This is the new iconic imagery is what it's called. And it's got all these buildable sayings and images from everywhere. I know it's too hot to be thinking of Christmas. Think of Christmas just to try and keep you cooler. So the iconic imagery I use, celebrate the season. You also have this grateful. So you could do grateful for you. Let's celebrate peace, joy, love. You could do that. So you could, did I say grateful for you already? Yes, I think I did that already. Yeah, and then you've got the snowflake, you've got the star, you've got the leaf outline and the solid. This is a candle, which you can build up. Confetti, little berries, heart, did I say that? A little branch, and of course the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is what I'm using here, but the Christmas tree that you received is actually cut out of designer series paper. I don't have any more of it. I didn't have enough even to do my cards, but happy to say that there's this coordinating Christmas tree in the stamp set, so I can make as many of those as I wanted. So those are the ones that I'm going to be using here. This new pack, have you seen it? It's online. It's an exclusive. It even has the doves there and some Moody Mo stars, some oak leaves, it looks like, and little candy canes. And then these are the ones that we're using here for this card. So the bows, the stripes, and the plaid. So this card here, I have it taken up a little notch here with a little bit of gold embossing. Let's see if I can show you. Maybe this one's more visible. Actually, I did it last night. So I just did basically from here up. So I sprinkled it just on half of this, and with that, you have to be really fast, like really, really fast, because it's just clear, or your regular water-based ink, which I'm using Mossy Meadow. That's the coordinating green. You could also use Real Red. You could use Crumb Cake if you wanted to, or black would work as well. So whatever you have in your collection, just make sure you grab that. And I've, like I said, got my Celebrate the Season already done up. So I'm going to put this up in the corner here and start by folding my cardstock. It's always a good place to start. Makes you feel grounded and centered while you get your wits about you for the rest of the chaos that's about to happen, right? Hopefully not too much chaos. Oh, this is stuck. Oh no. You won't have this problem. It's just because I prepped it a little bit in advance with the ribbon so that I could show you what to do. Oh, come on, babies. Come out of there. There you go. All right, let's take our tag here, and I'm going to do Mossy Meadow. And like I said, I'm going to have my gold embossing powder ready to go here so that I can sprinkle it really, really fast. I'm going to start with the season so I can take that as low as possible. Now, can you believe we're like halfway, more than halfway to Christmas? I can't believe it. Okay, so the Celebrate is what's going to get that beautiful gold embossing. So I'm going to stamp that. Ooh, it's hard to see with my camera in the way. I hope I'm getting that straight-ish. So Celebrate, and then again, sprinkle it really fast. I'm sprinkling with my left hand. Ah! Guys, I dumped a whole bunch of embossing powder like that much the other day. I was die cutting and I had my embossing tray too close, and sure enough I went through many times and I was like, ooh, you're cutting a little close, and it was like, oh, I'm just gonna do it 2 more times, and then yep, I hit it and it went flying everywhere. Oh boy. I'm grateful I didn't have the whole container sprinkled out. It would have been really bad. I love heat embossing. I try to do it as much as I can because it just makes me so happy. Ooh, this one really shows up. I don't know if you can see that. Celebrate. All right, that's all the stamping that I'm doing on this card because I've already pre-stamped my trees and die cut those out. You got pre-stamped trees. They are a part of the designer series paper, so no stamping required on those. All right, now let's get going with our dimensionals here. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side of this Celebrate the Season. Dimensionals on the back side of my trees. Yeah, I stamped on the back side. I was trying to do a stamped off look, and it didn't turn out the way that I wanted to, so I went ahead with it being full strength on the other side of the paper. My favorite trait of paper is that it has 2 sides. Now for your ribbon, I've given you 1 big long piece of ribbon, and we're going to trim that into 3. Aha! There you are, little gold dot. So you can put it into 3, and how you would do that, this is a way longer piece, but you would just wrap it in thirds. Say it was that long. You'd wrap it in thirds, snip, snip. This one here, imagine that tail isn't on there. And then you can get it in perfect thirds, and you can wrap it around. What I would recommend doing is starting with some Stampin' Seal on your card, and then wrap the lowest one first. So wrap the one that's closest down here, and then you can set the angle and keep working your way up. On this one here, it's starting to kind of bubble a little bit, and I want to make sure it stays put. I'm going to put the tear and tape on the back here. And the rest of it, I don't need that much adhesive, that much sticking power, so I'm just going to put Stampin' Seal on the rest of it. This is going to go on just flat onto the card, not dimensionalized. So I keep working off. I have to remember that the bottom 4 inches here of my glass mat are actually invisible to you guys. Oh, that reminds me. You guys, you can order this glass mat. It's available for customers now. It was a demonstrator only item for quite a while, and it was a new demonstrator item for most of that time actually. And now you can get it as a customer. So you can choose to purchase it just with the glass mat, or you can get the accessories. I highly recommend getting the accessories too. I don't know where my other little case went. That's interesting. It comes with a chamois that's big. It's about this big, and it's very thin. So the chamois actually will clean your stamps, or you can even clean your entire workstation with it. This Stampin' Up! Silicone piece here is really good for ink pads. You see me dumping all my little pieces into there. It's such a great way to keep them contained. These ones actually fit the let's see, the paper pumpkin. Oh, of course, no, that one I've taken it out of too. Okay, this paper pumpkin, it actually fits these little Stampin' spots in there, so you could have it opened, and then that will grip it and have it stuck on there so you can ink it up. You can even use this as a palette too. So if you're doing watercoloring, you can put re-inker right into here and use your paintbrush, your water painter, to pick it up, right? Pick it up from there. And this works as a really fun palette as well. So you can do so many things with that. Okay, now I'm going to, I hope I've given you some time to wrap that ribbon. Talk, talk, talk. Stall, stall, stall. Now for the final part here, I'm going to use these trees just as if they were like embellishments, like sequins or something like that. I actually have them just scattered all over my card here. So maybe one up there. You might have one that's just cut a little bit off or something like that. You can tuck that in behind there. That's just because I was working with a limited amount of paper, and I wanted to make sure that I was giving you 3, but you might have 2 3/4 or 2.9 trees. These are our festive pearls. These are a retired item, but again available for free with a minimum $100 order from me this month. You get a whole pack of these. They come in the gold, silver. They've got that cherry cobbler color and also soft sea foam. Really pretty. This is my 4-year-old daughter's favorite card this month, and you know what she liked the most of it on it? It's these little balls. She loved those, but I really like this classic simple layout showcasing some fantastic ribbon that has, you know, a lot of pattern to it in a little bit of a non-traditional way. You can incorporate some embossing on there and showing you these new online exclusives. So again, these online exclusives are available while supplies last. The Iconic Imagery stamp set is really versatile, and the dies are also very versatile. So the tag came from there. It's got the stitching already on there. It also comes with 2 additional tags. This is the candle. You've got some sprigs that are standalone. All these other items go with the stamp images. This almost looks like a Star of David, which is really nice to have in your collection because there's not too many Hanukkah stamp sets. But if you take a look at what it cuts out, it actually cuts out this snowflake here. You've got these cute little confetti items. So these are stars and hearts. Those are great for shaker cards, or you could even make like a little bit of a border cutting it out from the bottom of your card. That would be really cute too. So again, iconic imagery is what you want to look for online, and the iconic imagery dies that go along with it. Bundle and save 10%. If you want to keep going with that matchy-matchy, then you're definitely going to want to check out this iconic Celebrations designer series paper. That's another online exclusive. Now I wanted to show you the embellishments that we used here. So the ones that we actually used on the project are the ones that are discontinued. Those are the ones that I'm giving away for free with a minimum $100 order. You get those 2 items. Now, if you wanted to purchase these instead, there are a few similar items here. The first one, this is kind of a partial pack here. I've got it cut up. But these are called blooming pearls. And these little gold ones would be perfect. Those are pretty much the exact same size. It also has these beautiful other colors. Pretty peacock, garden green, flirty flamingo maybe. Another one that works really well, I think, would be these ones here, which are called the adhesive backed metallic gems. These ones are like faceted, and they've got lots of sparkle to them. Copper, gold, silver, but it's like a pewtery sort of silver. And those are available in our annual catalog. And that's everything for that card. On to the next one. Again, if I'm going too fast in any way, or if you need to watch this again, it's going to be available for replay starting tomorrow, YouTube and Facebook. This is our Mediterranean style card here. I absolutely love this designer series paper. It's really fun. And we're going to be making a gift card holder that's a little bit of a change from what we've done with a gift card holder before. So I was visiting with Kathy, who helps me out with so many things, including the die cutting, and she did a kind of flip, a reverse on the gift card holder that I've done in the past with these dimensions. In the past, I've done a designer series card base, which has the end flipped over. Because you're working with 12 inches, you have an inch left over. This is working with 8.5 by 11 as a cardstock base, and then you score in at 1 1/4 and flip that to the inside, and then you've got this great little gift card holder on the inside of the card. That's so fun, isn't it? So again, the dimension that you want to score in is 1 1/4 inches, and then this is just in half, so at 5.5 inches. So you can do it as like the citrusy look. And last night I actually did it as this more like Greek. It makes me think of the Greek islands, all those beautiful houses with their roofs and their beautiful white walls. So you can definitely make this a little bit more monochromatic if you prefer. I'm using the sayings from Simply Said. This is that stamp set that I was talking about earlier that just has all those wonderful, great sayings that are really versatile. And a great size too. I've been using this ever since it came out, every single month, 2 times a month usually for my card club projects, and that's like 4 to 5 projects. So Simply Said is coming in hot. There's also Simply Sparkling. This I think is still an online exclusive, but I wanted to bring this in because we can do some really fun stamping here with the lemon. I hope I remember to do that. Let's get started making this project. I'm just going to flip this under here a little bit. So we'll dump all of our items there, keep our envelope to the side, and just a reminder about the score lines, 5.5 inches, and then 1 1/4 inch in from the edge. You're going to fold this in half along those score lines and burnish it with your bone folder. And then you're going to fold this into the card here and burnish that as well. So while we're in here, let's just finish this off. I recommend using tear and tape for this part because it just will hold it so much nicer. And I'm just doing it on this little flap so that it stays folded and makes a perfect little pocket for a gift card, or I used a business card just there, right? So if you run your own business, this is a wonderful way of, you know, thanking someone, and then they have your business card, or maybe you're thanking someone who's done something so kind for you and you want to give them a little something back, right? Let's take our designer series paper and put this together while we're thinking of it. There's two strips here of the lemon lolly that are quite rectangular. You're going to want to pair them up so that this one has a mat. This one is going to go across here in a horizontal stripe. But in the meantime, ooh, what do I do? Do I do all lemons? That might be kind of fun. I'm going to do crazy lemon card on this one. All the other ones I had this blue strip on there, but let's do it up, make it crazy. You can see I snuck the center out here. That's my sneaky trick. And thank you to Kathy for helping me out with this punching. I was a little bit behind because I went out of town. It's the thing, hey, when you go on vacation, it's such a nice break to get away, and then when it comes back, you come back and life kicks your butt a little bit, right? I'm not using any dimensionals on this part. I was kind of talking about this last night and saying how when I'm working with such small mats like this is pretty much as tiny as you can get, I really like to keep it flat so that it reads as like an even mat, and sometimes the dimensional makes it look like you're putting it on crooked. There we go. Oh, that looks so pretty. I really like that. That worked out well, I think. Oh, shoot. Look at, I made the mistake. Are you guys shouting at your computers? Don't put on this larger square if you can. Now I'm going to have to heat this and try to get it off. I was so excited there. I was just chitty-chatting like crazy. If you make a mistake like this, a heat tool will soften the adhesive so you can peel it right apart. Good as new. There we go. Okay, so what I actually wanted to show you, sorry, is putting that little strip across there and wrapping the ribbon around. So this you could put on anytime, but the ribbon wrapping around, it's nice to have it clean on the inside of the card. I'm trying not to put it too much onto my glass mat, but might be inevitable. That's so funny. I almost did it last night and I thought, ooh, good catch. Like, I got this. Like, nope, no you don't. Life was like, no. Last night I was having a devil of a time stamping straight too, so wish me luck. I think it was the next card. I had to stamp it, I think, 3 times. Oh my gosh. Crazy, right? I just put a little bit of adhesive in the middle there to wrap this gorgeous frayed ribbon around. The end will start to fray a little bit. It's a frayed ribbon. Imagine that, right? But you'll just want to make sure that you have that wrapped nicely. Somebody's outside turning on the hose. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It needs some lubrication or something. I'm going to, since this is all frayed, I'm going to do my same trick of my little strip of tear and tape. You could put more adhesive on when you peel it apart. You might need to do that. I can feel that mine is still really sticky, so I'm not too concerned about it. Whew. Crisis averted. Now I've got my strip of ribbon on there. All that for a strip of ribbon, right? People just don't even know. I hope they don't know. So it's a little bit warped. I can just kind of flatten it. That's because of peeling it apart. And then once I store it for a little bit, that's going to be totally fine. Let's do some stamping here. What did I do before? Thinking of you and birthday wishes. Just a note might be fun, right? Just a note. So I'm going to peel it off my clear block. Just a note already used. Put it on like that. And I'm going to show you a little bit more of a vertical version of this. I'm going to use my tag this way. The color of ink that I'm using is Garden Green, and that's to coordinate with these beautiful green sprigs. You can also use Lemon Lolly to coordinate with this. Gray, black. They say that Old Olive is also a color in this, but when I put the Old Olive paper against it, it just looked muddy. So your call with that one. Just a note. Perfect. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back side of that. And I'm going to put my sprigs on here, so I'm just going to lay it out a little bit so that I know where to put my adhesives. There we go. So I'm going to put some adhesive there and there. I love this sprig punch, or sorry, this bow punch. I keep calling it sprig. It's a bow. I use it all the time. It's actually a two-part punch. Did I press record on this? I did, yes. Phew. Second guessing myself now because I started this video twice. I'm glad to see that my tech issues have resolved themselves. It was because the power was intermittent, and when it does that, everything goes to hell. I'm putting 2 of these little gold dots up here. To me, they look like dewdrops. And there we go. I put one down there. Ooh, I really like that. That card came together so nicely. Now, just to finish it off, I'm going to grab my Lemon Lolly. That's the coordinating stamp, or sorry, color here. And I'm going to do some Simply Sparkling, I think. I'm going to do some of these lemons along the, maybe along this little flap or something. Where should I do them? Here? It's not exactly flat anymore. I should have done it before, but hey. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to showcase another technique. So when you get a stamp like this, where it has 2 parts to it, basically, right? Like the lemon, and then which you want yellow, and then the leaves, which you would probably want green. You can do some really fun stamping like this. So I'm using my markers here. I've got the big honker pack, Garden Green. These have stayed inked up for years and years and years, you guys. I probably purchased them. I've been a demonstrator now for 17 years. And I probably purchased them, I don't know, at least 15 years ago. So it's pretty incredible. I haven't had any really dry out at all. I don't think I've had one. So I'm going to ink up with the lighter color first, and then what I can do is with the Stampin' Write markers, these are our water-based markers, I can actually come in here and color over top. As long as you're going from light to dark. If you're going from dark to light, then you're going to have, I'm going to put it in here instead, it's less work. If I had thought about it in advance, I could have stamped all the way down there. But now I've got this awesome little two-tone stamp. Woohoo! Cute, right? You have to do it though with the markers that have the round tips. You can't use Stampin' Up's square tip markers, which are Stampin' Blends. Those ones are not water-based, they are alcohol-based. So think of them like a Sharpie. Whatever they ink up is going to stay, which is awesome when it's paper, because then you can do beautiful blending techniques and it's so easy to color with them and get gorgeous results. But the downfall would be if you did it for a technique like this, you would color your stamp forever, right? That's not so ideal. All right, let's take you through the catalog and show you where these items come from. So I have my big long one here, which is telling me that we have an online exclusive on here. We've got this brand new frayed ribbon, which is white in color, so it's awesome because you can use your markers to color it whatever color that you want. It's got a great texture to it. I really think it's fun and fuzzy. It's also a part of the kind of Christmas release that Stampin' Up has right now, but I think it works really well with this card too. Just gives that extra little bit of texture, right? On page 19, we've got our Simply Said stamp set that I used. That's the one that I keep raving about. You guys will just have to buy it to shut me up. Right? Page 35, our Mediterranean Blooms is what it's called. This designer series paper is so vivid and bold. You've got oranges and lemons on some of the sheets. You've got some that are just lemons. These little daffodils looking blooms, maybe they're orange blossoms or lemon blossoms. And there's the lemons, there's more oranges, and then there's spaced out oranges. But then if you take a look at the back side, I don't know if you were noticing that, you've got all monochromatic blue patterns. Aren't they pretty? So bold and different. Some of them are so vibrant. So I hope that you like this card. It's a little bit different, isn't it? Like the pattern on that paper just totally changes the vibe of this card. On page 77, we've got our bow punch. And like I said, this is a two-part punch. So you've got that bow that we used, and then there's also this little sprig here. And that's perfect for doing like little blossoms. This is a really great punch. And just recently, just in the last mini catalog, we have now a coordinating stamp set that goes with it. So you guys have to get this one. It's so versatile, and then it's going to be used so much with that punch. So you've got really great sayings. It's called Layering Leaves. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stamps that actually go with this bow punch. And then you've got 2 stamps that go with this blossom. So this I think is a no-brainer. If you already have that bow punch, get that coordinating item. It was so funny that they didn't release them at the same time, and they released one and then they released the other one. On page 115, our beautiful embellishments are number 6. Those are the iridescent foil gems. I hope that these show up on my camera. Can you guys see those there? They have the foil right in them, and they're these beautiful dots. You can even color them and make them whatever color that you want. So like this one here, I used my Real Red Stampin' Blend and turned it into a Real Red sparkly dot. Perfect for Christmas in July. Okay, let's put this to the side. We're going to go into our last card here. It looks something like that. Might have a little bit of a different color scheme going on. But this is our Fun Fold card. Woohoo! And I will show you what it looks like. So quite, I don't know, plain maybe on the front. Simple. Simple is a nicer word. Maybe clean. Not plain. Nobody wants to be plain. Then on the inside, when you open this up, woohoo! We've got this awesome like accordion fold that comes out, and we're going to accentuate that with some stamping on our cardstock base and putting in some beautiful Design the Series paper and the butterfly, and we're going to do a little stamped sentiment on one of the white rectangles. The other one, that'll just be a nice tiny little spot for you to say to and from. So what saying are you going to use with this one? I don't know. I'm grabbing some sayings from the So Sincere. This one is a really great one because it has sayings for everything that's not super standard either. So I made this one here, hope your day is a happy one. And then on the inside from the same stamp set, knowing you brings joy to my heart. And then I made one last night here that says, hope you're feeling better soon. And then as you open it up, it says, you're in my heart and prayers. So that's a really nice one too. I don't know, what should I do tonight? I have a bunch that are mounted up ready to go. I did that one last night. I think I was going to incorporate this one again. Knowing you brings joy to my heart. That's so nice, isn't it? And I did this one already. Hope your day is a happy one. Maybe I'll do so thankful for you. Knowing you brings joy to my heart. That's a good pair, I think. All right, I'm going to do my stamping first just to get that kind of out of the way. And because it makes a little bit of a mess when I'm using it on this glass mat. The things that I'm going to stamp onto are the background piece here. And I need to pull out the mat and the Designer Series paper that has the hole punched in it. And then I need one of my white rectangles. The ink that I'm using is Pebbled Path, which is the matchy color to go along with that cardstock base. But you could use anything you wanted. These are the these are the carryover in colors. So if you want to try and match those, we've got the Boho Blue, Wild Wheat, Moody Mauve. Some of you guys got this one here is Moody Mauve. So it just depends on what you would like to do. I'm going to do a little bit of the sayings first, and then I'm going to go on to the background stamping because that's going to make it a little bit more of a mess. Okay, so I'm not adhering this yet because I want to actually pop it up with dimensionals in behind there. So I'm putting this Designer Series paper on dimensionals later. But just in case I have a fiasco like last night, I'm going to keep this not adhered so that I can stamp it up to 4 times. Here, there, on the other side, there, and there. I hope it doesn't come to that. So thankful for you. Hold your breath. It's perfect! Yay! I still know what I'm doing. You kind of question yourself sometimes, right? And then let's do knowing you brings joy to my heart on the inside here. I'm going to just put these to the side so that they start to dry. And then let's come in here and do some background stamping. Now I pulled a few of my floral sets out to try and see, which ones kind of have that matchy vibe. So on this one here, I really felt like it matched the vibe of the translucent floral. So that's the one that I actually used on the inside there. This one, I felt like kind of matched the Irresistible Blooms. So I think because I haven't used it yet, I should try it with the textured floral. I think that matches with my Designer Series paper quite nicely. And again, I'm doing a tone on tone here. So this is Pebbled Path, and I'm going to go with a Pebbled Path ink. I'm going to do 3 on one block and get it done so fast, you guys. You're going to be amazed. So with this, I'm just going to peel those up and put them kind of as close together as I can. I don't know if this block is going to be big enough. Not quite. Clang, clang. Have to come and get another one out here. E for everything. Whenever you're in doubt, block E for everything. Oh, stuck on there. So good. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I have my cards to the side just because I don't want to get them inky. Everything else can be wiped up, but my cards can't. So I'm inking it up, and then I'm just going to start this repeating pattern. I'm going to show you one little sneaky thing though. You'll want the pattern to repeat even behind. So you have to do the entire inside of this card front. You can't think, oh, I'm just going to do a little bit here and a little bit there, and there's going to be a band in the middle, because the band in the middle is going to be showing when we've got a part popping out there. I'm just taking this and doing a repeating pattern, but just rotating it. Using it to fill in all the available space, but stamping off the sheet to make it look like it's a part of a bigger pattern. This is one of our distinctive stamp sets. You'll notice it has like a little bit of a different quality. Which way do I want to do this one? I'll show you in just a second here. Let me finish doing this while I'm thinking of it. I'm just going to pull this down just so I don't have too much off. There we go. And one last one, and then I can show you the texture here. So when you first stamp it, you'll see it's kind of grainy a little bit, but as it dries, it almost looks like it's a little bit distressed or something like that. It's almost a little bit etched. I love the look of it because it's specifically made to look uneven like that. That's actually how it's meant to look. Oh, I did well. I didn't get too much ink on here. You can use your little simple chamois that comes with it, or if it's lost, you can use a baby wipe. You always want to dry it up a little bit before you start working on it again. So you can have like another little cloth, or a Kleenex works too. Close this up, and let's get those samples back out here. I'm going to put that like that, and then that like that, and then hopefully you can see what we're doing. So this is going to get folded to the inside. It's quite dry now, so I think we can keep going with that. And now let's start layering up for the front. Like I said, this piece here is going to go onto dimensionals. And I'm going to put probably more dimensionals than you've ever seen me put on a card, just because I want it to lay nice and flat. With this being designer series paper, it's not as rigid as cardstock, but I love that little peekaboo opening to get the saying in there. Ouch. My knuckle. I was going for the garbage and I misjudged the edge of the table. Okay, now that I've got all those dimensional backers off, I can put this on. Pretty. This moody mauve color is so nice. And I really love the hints of it in this designer series paper. I don't know if you can see it there. This designer series paper has pretty much all of the in colors in it. I think the only one that doesn't really feature quite prominently is the copper clay. So now that we've got the front of this card done up, we can add in a little bit more excitement by painting on some 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙀. I basically painted all of the flowers. You could go as crazy as you want with this. You could flick some on there and have like those little sparkle droplets. I'm just using it to really add dimension here to the flowers. Anywhere that's white or a flower color, just painting all the petals so it makes it look like the designer series paper was actually made like that. I think I did that one already, but I want more. All right, while I'm thinking of it too, let's just finish off the front of this card with some embellishments that should be in the bottom of your little envelope. These ones are the boho blue. I'm doing 3 kind of upper left and then 1 lower right. So that first card that we made tonight was featuring the new in colors. Come on, baby. There we go. And this is our carryover one. So when the in colors come, they will always come for 2 years. So 2 annual catalogs. And so this is our last year of having these as our in colors. And then they'll switch those ones out. But the ones that we use on the first card, those ones are going to continue for another year. All right, now we look at the inside, which is like, whoa, crazy. But it's going to be covered up by this and then all of our rectangles too. So this is just to change it up a little bit from the tone on tone. If you wanted to, of course, you could have made these rectangles any color. I do a little bit more tone on tone typically for you guys because I don't know what colors of ink you've got going on or sometimes other embellishments that you've got going on. So I'll always err on the side of a little bit more monochromatic, but this one I wanted to differentiate a little bit and spice up the inside of that paper. I'm doing this as like a zigzag, and the reason is we are going to have that center popping up. This is just a piece of 8.5 by 11 scored at 5.5 inches and then 2 3/4 in from both edge. And it's 1 inch and 5/8 wide. And that's so that you can get 5 of these out of one piece of 8.5 by 11. You guys know I like math that works well for prepping for a lot of people. When you prep so many cards, you don't want little bits left over here and there. So this uses quite a bit of it. So when I'm putting this on now, I'm going to have this popping up in the middle, and I'm only going to put adhesive onto the 2 end panels, basically. You guys are quiet in your comments. That means you're busy crafting. I'm glad. It's so nice to have Stampin' Therapy, right? And summer's so crazy, sometimes gets away from us, right? It's nice to have that moment of me time where you stop and dedicate some time to yourself, right? So this is the adhesive that I got on there. I'm using the tear and tape again because we've got more motion happening in this card, so I want to make sure that it's really stuck onto the card base and it's not going to come apart, because I know the person who receives this is going to be playing with it like crazy. I know I would be. Okay, now that our adhesive is off, we're going to flip that over and we're going to start on one side and laying it right up against the edge there. We're going to press that on. Then you're going to fold it back on itself and you're going to kind of eyeball this and close it up. And then you might have to just finesse it a little bit. So that's kind of getting the spacing of it from one side to the other, right? Like that. And then now that's going to be pretty perfect. Woohoo! So as that opens up, you can see that pop out design. Let's start putting together our panels. We've got 4. I'm going to put this to the side for just a second, show you that sample. Crazy things have been happening here. We've got 4 of these rectangles and they're going to have different things on them. So there should be designer series paper. Where are you? Oh no. Well, I sure hope that you have some more designer series paper. You should have 2 designer series papers, which I don't have. That very rarely happens where I mess up in sorting. We're going to put one of these here as the plain one. That's going to go there to be written on. The one that has stamping on it is going to go onto another rectangle. And I'm going to go with the flow here. I should have 2 pieces of designer series paper, but something happened and it didn't work out. This one here is going to be the panel there, and then my butterfly is just going to go onto this plain rectangle. I think I even have more of these, so I hope I didn't skimp out on you guys. That was a mistake if I did. Okay, so let's start building our card up. I'm just putting some adhesive in the middle because we don't want it necessarily on the top and bottom for all of these. This panel, it doesn't matter, but just so that I get into the habit of it, I'm going to make sure that I'm just doing that. This panel here. What's happening? Here we go. We have a running joke in our family. I say what's happening a lot. What's happening? What's happening? Anytime the kids are, you know, squabbling, what's happening? And so now my brother-in-law points it out every time I say it, and I say it so much, so I hope I'm not like annoying you now. Now pointing it out, and now that's all you're gonna hear. And I'm like, what's happening all the time? Okay, so I'm centering this, and I'm just making sure that they're kind of in a row here, aligned. And my makeshift non-designer series paper piece is just gonna go right there with my butterfly on it. That was crazy. There we go. And that butterfly is going to look so beautiful on there anyways. That's going to be totally fine. The person that receives this card will never even know that there is a missing piece of designer series paper. I'm putting on a couple glue dots behind this beautiful butterfly. But one thing I'd like for you to keep in mind is that the butterfly's wings have to be in from this folded edge to stay hidden. So you have to make sure that your butterfly is tucked in. It basically, if you have this style, you have to have the antenna right into the corner there, so it's hidden. This one you have a little bit more room to deal with, but you still want to keep it to the left as far as you can. Cute, right? Such a simple design, but really has a lot of wow factor, I think. I can't take credit for this though, because I received this as a swap on the incentive trip. It's from 𝘾𝙧𝙧𝙗, who is actually a Canadian demonstrator. She's in Ontario. So she swapped this card with me. We did swaps from demonstrators, and this is the one that she made. So she's got a bit of stamping. This is a die cut piece here in the soft sea foam. Some more stamping there, stamping collage, even some text in the back there. We've got sequins, you're a great friend, and then as you open it up, she has a little bit more cardstock. So she's got panels that are white on the back side there, and then her rectangles are a little bit smaller. I wanted to maximize that designer series paper, so I made it 3 inches. And so I just lengthened that a little bit. And she did 2 panels of the same, and I thought that butterfly in there just adds so much. So I hope you like it, the little spin on the card. And thank you so much to Michelle, who was such a wonderful inspiration with her beautiful card that she made. Yay, Michelle! That's awesome. So let's take you through the catalog just one last time here while I show you all of the items that we used on this card. On this page here, it's actually the modern oval punch. If you don't have this punch, or you know what, I was meaning to show you actually on the last card. It must have been on a hidden page. This is the hexagon punch. It's so beautiful and such a great standard punch. The one that I used on this card is the oval. And these will fit basically every stamp saying that you have, for the most part, I would say. And they're great to have because you can stamp and then you can punch it out straight, and then it's always straight on your card. You don't have to worry about stamping straight, unless you're doing, you know, something like this where you're stamping through the hole, right? So there you go. On page 17 is where you're going to see the modern oval punch. Stampin' Up! Puts it in their top 10 crafting essentials. So that just lets you know how good it truly is. The Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper, like I said, is the in color from the 2023 to 2025. And this one you'll have a whole bunch of different patterns here. And they all got this kind of a linen feel to them. Can you guys see the texture on there? It's not actually textured, it's just printed on there, but every piece looks like it has that linen on there. I'll show you this one maybe too. Can you guys see that? So the background here is got that linen sort of look. You could emboss this with like a textured embossing folder, and it would give a really amazing look. Like it would look like actual cloth, I think, on your project. On page 80, I used the textured floral stamp set and the translucent floral stamp set on some of my cards here for the inside stamping. Those beautiful bold stamping images. And I think the third one is an online exclusive, so you have to go online for that one. I wanted to showcase this one because this would be really fun. This is actually one stamp. It's this big, and it's this gorgeous greenery stamp, and they've done so many things with it throughout the catalog. Once you see this, you can't unsee it, and I'm sure you're going to notice it when you flip through your catalog again. And Michelle, yes, Michelle does sound cool. The Michelle connection. Michelle's laughing about the other Michelle who designed that other card. Anyways, you make me giggle. So this stamp, like I said, is massive. It's to be used with our biggest block, our F block. Not E for everything, but F for freaking big. Freaking big. I don't know if that's the name of it from the official name from Stampin' Up, but that block is freaking big. And I've seen even demonstrators modifying this stamp and taking their scissors to cut out the different pieces. You can, of course, piece it back together and use it as a full background, but if you purchase this stamp, you've got options, right? That's really nice to have. We like options. Another really cool one that has this beautiful watercolor look is on page 93. This one's called You Are Beautiful. So it has that saying in it, as well as make today amazing, you are a shining light, and trust in the Lord with all your heart, and he will direct your path, as well as these two watercolor images. So beautiful sayings there, and beautiful imagery too that I think you could use over and over again. Oh, this one here is where the heartfelt hexagon punch was. It's hidden on page 96. Can you see that down there? These are call outs to check the online store because there's even more products that aren't printed in the catalog available in the online store. One of those items is the paper butterfly accents, and these come laser cut already, and you can just pop them out and put them onto your projects. There's 5 different sizes. We've used the 2 biggest ones on this card here, depending on what you got. There we go. So we've used this one and this one here. And then you've got smaller versions of those and different styles too. You can, because these are white, you can color on them. You can use your sponge daubers or your blending brushes and put those on so nicely. And then last but not least, our beautiful embellishments are hiding. Where are they? Okay, here they are. I can't find them because they look different, right? Number 16, and that's the 2023 to 25 in color opaque sparkle dots. And so these all come with one size, and they do have that little bit of sparkle in them too. Excuse me. Now's the most important part. All right, I want to know, which card is your favorite that you've made today? There. There. Christmas, or is it just too hot? Or maybe that card cooled you down. Who knows? I want to know. So type it in, even if you're watching on the replay. I'd love to hear what your favorite card is. Maybe it's your favorite card because you want to template it and you want to make it with some products that you have at your house. Maybe you've got some designer series paper that you really want to use up. Have you guys noticed I use a lot of designer series paper? I do, and I love it. The designer series paper from Stampin' Up! Has so many coordinating colors in it that I find it an amazing jumping off point to be able to design from. So what I do kind of is start thinking about how I can use designer series paper, because it's one of the ways I can do the stamps in the mail and give you images and colors and lots of fun textures even sometimes. But I hope it inspires you to get cutting into some of your collection too. You can also, of course, get that paper share, or better yet, the Gotta Have It All product share, and you could make these layouts in all different styles of designer series paper, right? Wouldn't that be incredible to try it out? You could choose from all the different packs one sheet and just make one of these cards, and you'd have totally different cards that, you know, look different, have different vibes, but are this exact same layout. So something like that would be really fun, a little fun project, right? Oh, Shada says, the lemon is my fave, but I love them all. I know, I really like the lemon one too. It's so fresh and fun. It feels, I don't know, it really reminds me of being in Phoenix. We had a lemon tree in the backyard of the house that we were staying in, and it was just so cool to be able to walk outside and pick a lemon. If only we lived in a climate where we could pick a lemon from our backyard, right? We do get apples. That's pretty good too. Oh, thank you so much for joining me. So again, if you don't have these projects, just reach out to me. I can mail them anywhere in Canada, and I would love to have you craft along. I hope you join us for next month. I always hold this on the third Monday and Tuesday of the month, and you'll get your projects in the mail or ready for pickup kind of a few days before. And if you haven't signed up for the next round of Card Club, there's a link in the description of this video so you can sign up for the next round, and then you get all the perks. You get the host benefits, you get the free projects, and you get to choose whatever products you want to order. The commitment is just a minimum of $35 each month. The more you spend, the more you earn for host benefits. So it's a win-win-win situation. And of course, I have that special offer if you spend $100 or more. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for stamping with me, and I sure hope to stamp with you again very soon.